Alright, so check this out. This is a fun one. There's a charger that decided to basically just go off-roading. Couldn't decide between the exit and the highway, and he just kind of split the difference. And now he's at the bottom there into the pond. About 30 minutes or so later, I come along, and he told me he was down the hill, and I didn't quite know what to expect. So the first part of this is basically just going to be walking around, assessing the situation, and figuring out what I need to do and the best plan of attack for taking care of this.
Oh, you look like you're having fun.
There and pull it back that way. I don't know.
All right, let's see where the water starts. Ah, shit. Okay. I'm gonna have to get wet, so this could be a little more than 250. So, yeah, if I go back in that way, over there possibly.
Back that way, up that
So,
way.
yeah.
Go around it. Go around this way.
So, no. Okay. Starts to get wet over here. Yeah, you are in the swamp. Okay.
I think you need to pull it right up through that way, you know, if you run the cable.
Yeah, I just don't know how much muddy crap is in the swamp.
Yeah, it's
So.
over here, but you have to if you pull it up that way, maybe if you want to pull it from that way.
All right. Let me grab a pole and see how deep the swamp is.
Yeah, if you see the foot over there, see the cable over this way, then we can put it up there.
Yeah, I just want to see how deep it is. I don't want to get you more stuck. Oh yeah. Yeah, that gets pretty mucky pretty fast. So if I tried to pull you through this way, it'd just be like sucking you down into it and working against itself.
I was thinking if you're up there forward, if you don't pull it across up that way.
No, this probably goes pretty far. Yeah, this just keeps on going.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking the best option would be to just pull you back up that way. That's like the driest ground.
It is dry up there too.
Alright, now that I got a game plan going, I've walked it. I've determined that the ground is dry enough to drive on. This truck is 4x4. I've taken everything I need to into account, and I'm going to attempt to just get kind of the direction he came in and just kind of try to pull it backwards and see if it'll pop out of the muck. Now, normally, 99 out of 100 times, you do not want to go in after a vehicle. You do not want to chase it down the hill or into the snowbank or whatever. You want to keep the rubber on the road and send your lines and your equipment down after it. In this case, I decided it was actually going to be a little bit safer to not be on the ramp and kind of pull into the grassy area a little bit there. And that way, there's a lot less risk of anybody coming around that corner and hitting my truck. And I would also be close enough for my front winch to reach down there and grab onto the vehicle. So I did roll the winch down into there, grab the wheel with a stop strap, and pulled on it, but I just didn't like the way that it was pulling just kind of through the muck and wasn't popping out. So I decided to reposition and get a better angle to actually pop it out of the pond instead of just through the pond. Because once I can get it out of the pond, then I can pull it the rest of the way up, and then I can hook onto underneath the vehicle instead of the rear wheel there, which is the drive wheel, and then I can roll it a lot easier instead of just drag it. So unfortunately, the hat camera had some sort of error or stopped recording or something, so I don't have a whole lot of extra footage with the hat camera besides just the initial assessment. But I do have some good angle of actually getting it pulled out. So we need to readjust a few times. What you want to do, especially on these ones that are tilting and at an odd angle and kind of like stuck how the way this one is you want to grab the high side. You don't just want to toss two chains onto it and pull. Otherwise that low side chain is going to get all the tension and you risk actually rolling the vehicle over instead of pulling it out. Of course, the DOT operators are going to do their thing and just keep an eye on everything going on, document everything they can. So it's a rear-wheel drive vehicle, and I'm on the exit ramp, so I can't just pull them up to the road and let them drive away. The best option that I could come up with, my plan of attack here, is basically once I got it up the hill far enough, then I was going to grab it with the wheel lift and basically just tow it out, tow it up the ramp, and then bring them to the next exit where I could drop them in a safe spot to drop, and then they could drive away from there. I wasn't worried about getting stuck or anything besides into the marsh. The ground around it is actually very dry and hard, and this truck is 4x4, so it was going to pull out this Charger pretty easily, and I would have no problem getting it back out onto the road there. So there were two people in the vehicle. There was the guy and the girl went with the cop, and they followed me to where I'm dropping off this vehicle at, just up the next exit. I only have one passenger seat in this tow truck, so the state trooper was nice enough to just give her the additional ride. Then once we get to the next exit, just turn the corner, and then I find the first street, first parking lot, first anywhere I can just drop them where it's not going to be in traffic, and it's going to be a safe place where they can unload and drive away from. So after dropping the vehicle and unloading it, I made sure that the vehicle still did operate. It still started, still went forward and reverse. Nothing was looking funny or sounding funny or anything like that. And I was able to pull it out without ripping off a bumper, without damaging any fenders, without doing any real damage to it. All in all, he actually got off relatively scot-free in this situation, and that Charger lives to drive another day.